Also, NewsNation Live in Washington, where President Trump's cabinet is beginning to see its cabinet fill up. Governor Kristi Noem winning bipartisan support to become President Trump's Secretary of Homeland Security. And then Pete Hegseth officially sworn in as the 29th Secretary of Defense. A vote that needed a tiebreaker from Vice President J.D. Vance. And we're going to see what else could happen as we await further nominee confirmations this coming week. Also, President Trump sharing an exchange with Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass. Very unique to see Democratic and Republican leaders discussing something that affected people of all stripes. The fires in Southern California, the concerns being raised not only by homeowners, but by President Trump himself because of the tragedy. And we know the campaign's over. He's back in the White House, but the rallies apparently are not over. President Trump having a big event in Las Vegas today to talk about his no tax on tips policy that he promised and how he is going to make it a reality. NewsNation's Libbey Dean live in Washington, D.C. for us at the White House. So what can you tell us about this latest event?
Hey, Adrienne, this was a victory lap for President Trump. Over the last 6 days in office, it has been a jam-packed schedule that was only more jammed by these events that we saw him hold, those things in North Carolina as well as California. Now we're seeing him in Nevada. Now, over the last 6 days, and actually his first day in office, we saw him sign all of those executive orders, the hundreds of executive orders. So during this speech, this about an hour-long speech that Trump gave, he talked about the after effects of those executive orders and what they mean now that he has been able to implement them rather than them just be campaign promises. But aside from wanting to thank Nevadans and really talk about how he won this battleground state, he ended up winning all of the battleground states, Nevada being one of those that hasn't been won by a Republican in years. So he wanted to go back, thank them, do this victory rally that we saw. But also he wanted to talk about his no tax on tips policy and how he's going to implement that now that he has the power to do so, now that he's back in office. And he kind of laid out that plan. Let's listen.
In the coming weeks, I'll be working with Congress to get a bill on my desk that cuts taxes for workers, families, small businesses, and very importantly, keeps my promise for a thing called, and I know you didn't hear anything about this, I'm sure you haven't heard, but we're going to get it for you. No tax on tips. No tax on tips.
That part of that speech that lasted about 50 minutes, but truly a victory rally there, Adrienne, that we were seeing play out. But also Trump took a victory lap around the casino after he wrapped up those remarks there on stage. He stopped by a craps table in Las Vegas. So truly the victory lap there. Now, we also know there's going to be another speaking engagement for Trump that was just announced by House Speaker Mike Johnson. Trump is going to address a joint session of Congress on March 4th. So that's going to be something to watch for as well. But rally's not over. Clearly, we saw the one right before Inauguration Day, and then we're seeing this one 6 days after Trump was back in office. Adrienne.
All right, Libbey Dean, thank you very much for joining us. Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.